I'm going to give you some more information now on autism, and our reporter Michael Marillier is across the studio at the touch screen. Michael, we know, as Anna's just been telling us, a lot of misconception around autism, and as we've just been discussing, the key question, I guess, is proper diagnosis.
That's right, Jeremy. It is such a complex disorder and a range of disorders, as Anna has been mentioning. But experts are highlighting that there are certain risk factors, not necessarily saying that if you fall into this category that you're necessarily going to have a child with ASD, but just highlighting certain risk factors for parents out there that they need to consider. And some of the telltale signs as well, Jeremy, that a child may have ASD in some form. Firstly, social interaction. Many of them struggle to engage with others. Often eyesight, looking someone in the eye, is difficult for people along the spectrum. They also struggle sometimes to communicate. Often verbal communication is a problem. Many of them not enjoying speaking to another person, engaging in conversation. Very quickly as well, repetition for some people with autism, some people on the spectrum. They tend to engage in repetitive behavior. They like the structure that comes with repetition. So that's something also to look out for. And then sensory issues, Jeremy. Sensory overload is often an issue for people along the spectrum. Too much light, too much information to process through the eyes, through the ears sometimes. Many people are oversensitive, some are hypersensitive to stimulation when it comes to the senses. I just want to give you a quick look at some of the numbers, Jeremy, across the world. Experts are saying between 1 and 2% of the population has some form of autism along the spectrum in some way. And there is a split, quite interesting split when it comes to gender, Jeremy. Prevalent more amongst boys than it is amongst girls. So 1 in 42 boys somewhere along the spectrum. And when it comes to girls, well, boys almost 4 times more likely than girls to have ASD. 1 in 189 girls could have the disorder. And just to mention, Jeremy, scientists have basically been doing some studies on the IQs of people on the spectrum, and important to note, 44% of them have either an average IQ or an above average IQ. Just stressing that it's not that they're not intelligent, it's just that they think in very different ways and they process information in very different ways. Just something to bear in mind as we mark this day.
All right, Michael Marillier, thank you very much indeed, exploring the importance of World Autism Day.